What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Demetrius. I'm an interior designer and I'm also a content creator. And as you can see from the title, today's video is going to be all about my primary bedroom that I had the pleasure of redesigning back in fall of 2021 when I participated in the one room challenge. And if you're unfamiliar with the one room challenge, basically we had 8 weeks to make over this space from start to finish. And luckily I got it done, but there are some few changes that I would still like to make, some things that I'm not quite loving about the space, and some things that just are a bit unsettling to me right now within this space. So stick around, grab your popcorn, the drinks, and maybe even your notepad so you can pick up some ideas from me today. But let's get right into it. And we can actually start here in this corner, which is my favorite corner of the space. And I think it's all because of this G Horton piece here. And actually, G gifted me this piece and I had it custom framed at Michael's. And actually, the custom framing cost about $300. And funny story, I took this piece to a local framer and they actually quoted me about $1,200 to do the same exact job. And so took my artwork, ran out of there, and I ran right over to Michael's, and basically they did it for a quarter of the price. And I mean, couldn't complain about that price. So I left it there at Michael's. They took about 2 weeks to get this piece back from me, and it came back a few days earlier than that 2-week mark, which actually made me happy because actually I was cutting it tight with the one room challenge deadline. So this piece being complete was right on time. And I also wanted to elevate this piece, and so what I did was actually put this picture light above it, and I actually got this from Amazon for about $37, and so far it has been really nice. I put this in a couple of projects that I've worked on, and now in my house too. It's one of my favorite pieces actually. You can actually turn the light on and off, and then you have the ability to actually plug in your charger right here and recharge it, which is great. And this rechargeable picture light was perfect because, as you know, sometimes these picture lights require a ton of hard wiring, which as a renter you really can't do because you really don't own the place, can't go messing up people's stuff. So this rechargeable one actually did the job, and it actually looks good. But then again, here in this corner, I actually have this snake plant that actually filled this corner perfectly because it's just like this really awkward corner on the side of the nightstand, which you really can't fill with anything. So the snake plant and this elevated planter from Home Goods was perfect for this corner. And then I did matching nightstands on each side of the bed, and these nightstands are actually from West Elm. And to be quite honest with you guys, I really love the look of these, but I'm really disappointed with the quality of them. Actually, what happened was they were actually ordered and shipped via UPS instead of white glove delivery. And typically a piece like this would have actually been shipped white glove to actually make sure that the integrity of the piece is actually well intact when it arrived. But this piece actually arrived with all of the drawers misaligned, the screws had actually stripped the wood, and it was just a mess. But I actually connected with West Elm, and we've been trying to figure out how we can work this thing out because currently I have to take them into a store to return them, and if I return them, I won't get new ones until October when they're back in stock, which is actually a bit unsettling because how the hell am I gonna be without nightstands until October? But so hopefully they can do something about this, or I'll just get my money back, find some replacements. But I know that finding replacements is gonna be hard because it took me a while to actually find these. But enough about this nightstand debacle. And on top of the nightstand, I opted to not do a table lamp, and then I opted for the sconces instead. And the sconces are actually from Urban Outfitters, and I was really surprised about how good these were when they arrived because they were just $100 a piece, and I didn't really have too many expectations on that because, I mean, y'all know, for $100, it's one of those things where you just don't know what you're gonna get. And so it was great, and it was also a really great way to free up this space here on the nightstand so that we can have this catch-all tray here, cute little candle, some decorative books, and this planter here. And I mean, it still gives you that really high-end look, and it also gives you the ability to use this space, whereas if it was a table lamp there, it wouldn't be much you can do with that space. And for the most asked about piece in this room is my bed. And so I got the bed from Skyline Furniture, and they are actually a company that is only available to the trade. So basically they don't sell to the general public, but I did find the same exact bed for sale through Lulu in Georgia. And I'll be sure to link the bed as well as all the other items in the room in the description box below. But I always have such a hard time telling people like, oh, it's from this trade company, you can't have it type of thing. But yeah, glad I found it through Lulu in Georgia so that we all can have this bed. I mean, I ain't one of them people who just like be like, oh, I can be the only one with it. So if y'all like it, y'all buy it. But beware, because it came in a bunch of little tiny pieces that took hours to put together. But I will say that the quality of the bed is really, really good once you actually get past the assembly. So be prepared to assemble that bed or hire someone to assemble it if you decide to get this bed. And of course, all of my white bedding is from Brooklinen, and I definitely love Brooklinen. They've been one of the brands that I've worked with a lot, I'll say last year, and honestly their quality is really, really good. And I haven't had any issues with any yellowing of the white linen or anything like that. They're still in pretty good condition, if I must say so. And then these pillows were from CB2, and I gotta admit I was pissed when the pillows came because the actual pillow insert was the exact same size as the pillow cover, so it just was not full. It looked floppy and slouchy, and so basically I had to replace the inserts for something that was 2 inches bigger than what they actually provided. And for $50, I mean, that's not a ton of money for a pillow, but if you're selling me a insert 2, at least make sure it's the right size. So that's the only issue that I had with these pillows, but other than that, they've been pretty good. And I really like that they are like a really soft material because I actually lay on these. Most accent pillows, I won't even bother. I'll just throw them off the bed, but these I'll definitely prop my back up on and, you know, relax a bit. And this duvet cover is actually from Target. And once I dried it, I kind of feel like it shrunk a bit, but it still fit the bed. And I noticed that one thing, but I'm like, all right, maybe it's me, maybe I'm tripping, but I ain't tripping, y'all. And as for the mattress, it's Purple's hybrid mattress, and I am definitely in love with the mattress. And so Purple actually sponsored my mattress for the One Room Challenge makeover. And guys, this was the best upgrade I could have made in this space. And so this mattress had actually relieved all of that pressure and stress from my body. And so now sleeping is enjoyable for me. I won't even lie to you. And another thing that I want to point out is the fact that this mattress sleeps really, really cool. The last mattress I had, it actually retained a bit of heat, so I would be like really, really hot at night. And this one, again, it just sleeps cool. I'm always cool throughout the night. And of course, no tossing and turning because of that. And so I will say this mattress is more on the firmer side, but if you love firmer mattress, this one is that sweet spot. It's not like sleeping on a brick, guys, I promise you. It's actually the perfect amount of comfort and firmness. So actually, it's super cozy when you get into the mattress. And the last thing that I really, really love about the mattress is that I actually rest on top of the mattress. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some mattresses, you would literally sit down and sink into the mattress. That is it's the worst nightmare for me. And so as you can see, I'm actually sitting on top of the mattress, and I'm moving and not much is over here moving. I mean, the pillows are moving, but you can barely feel that movement on this side of the bed, which is what I like. But yes, in my opinion, this mattress is worth every penny, but it is heavy as hell. I'll put the clip right here of me struggling to get this mattress up 2 flights of stairs, y'all. We all laughed so hard when I shared that in the Instagram stories. I had to add it to the highlights of the One Room Challenge room, but it's here. But yes, guys, let's move on to the rest of the room. And so at the foot of the bed, I actually have my favorite throw from Restoration Hardware, guys, and I've had this for a few years now, and it's actually on sale right now, if I'm not mistaken. So head on over there and check it out, because it is definitely high quality, super cozy, and it actually has that richer texture. You know how some throws just don't really, the vibe is just not there with some throws, but this one is it. It's worth the money. And so above the bed, I have these 2 paintings by Jennifer Daly for Minted Art. And actually, these were sponsored by Minted as well. And let me tell you a quick story about these. So I initially placed the order with walnut frames. So they would have been much darker, much more visible. And actually what happened, those were out of stock after I placed the order. So they alerted me that I had to place the order again and choose a different frame. And this new frame is actually a light oak frame, and it matches perfectly with the nightstands. Honestly, looks much better than the walnut frame could have ever looked, and it also references the nightstand. So it takes your eye from the nightstand to the artwork and back down to create this triangular vantage point that actually creates for a really interesting vignette, or just those sight lines. Your eye just continues to flow in that circular motion. And that's always what you want whenever you're in a space or designing a space. You should always be creating that visual interest in every aspect. But of course, on this side of the bed, we did the exact same thing we did as the other side to create some symmetry and balance, because y'all already know I'm all about symmetry and balance. So what you do to one side of the space, you should always do to the other, just so that it's well balanced. And so of course, you got the Urban Outfitter sconce, West Elm nightstands, and the same actual styling as the other side as well. And the only difference is this planter is a different color. That one is black, this one is a bit of ivory. Y'all know how home goods work. Either you gonna catch it when you see it, or you ain't gonna never get it. And so that's what happened here. I bought that one first, went back, and they had this one, so I just bought it. The height is still the same, so in my mind, the balance is there. They're still perfect. And right now I'm burning this auto candle by Malin and Goetz. Malin and Goetz, I think it is. My boy Alvin Wayne put me onto this candle. So Alvin, if you watching, I got that candle. I got that candle, friend. The tricky thing with this window was deciding if I wanted the panels to actually cover the brick completely, or if I wanted to actually frame the windows while still allowing the space in between the curtain to allow the exposed brick to really shine through, and also add another layer of texture and dimension to the space. Because if you notice, we don't have much color in here besides this use of brick and red. So of course, that's where that color came in with the browns and those neutral tones. It's very organic, very industrial, but also very cozy. And that's exactly why I chose this fabric for the drapery, because I wanted something that would bring another layer of softness and also bring an element that just felt very light and airy. So these pleated panels are actually custom from Calico Corners, and they sponsored these for the Run Room Challenge makeover. And I will say they were about the most expensive thing in the room here at about $2,000. But I will be honest and say, guys, if they didn't sponsor this, I would have eventually bought these window treatments myself, because nothing really compares to custom window treatment. These were absolutely perfect and worth every penny. I mean, just look at the way that they hang and frame the windows, guys. You can't tell me that's not perfection. You can't, and you can't. And I ain't gonna let you. I ain't gonna let you. And I grounded the room with this really nice rug from Rugs USA. It's super bold, soft, and affordable. It cost me $200, and I was quite shocked. And also, the sizing was perfect to actually fit underneath my bed and provide enough room on the side for me to actually walk on when I get off the bed. So of course, an 8x10 rug goes with the queen size bed, and if you have a king size bed, you'll want to do a 9x12 rug. And the other trick I will say, if you have carpet and you're looking to place a rug on top of it, be sure not to pick a really thick area rug, because again, it would just look a bit cheap on top of a carpet. Find something as thin as possible, and that way it would simply just lay on top of the carpet, and it would also look really refined and not bulky. So of course, stick to that rule, and if you do, let me know how it works out for you. And at the foot of the bed, I actually did this boucle bench from CB2. And honestly, guys, I really love it. The only reservation I have with this is the fact that if I sit on it with my denim jeans, it will have that color transfer. And you just have a ton of color transferred onto your bench and it would just be hell to get out. So I sprayed it with Scotch Guard, but I'm also still worried about just sitting on it. And so I don't use this piece as much as I would like. If I'm wearing jeans or something dark, I won't sit on it. But other than that, it looks good, don't get me wrong. And it actually is comfortable. And so I'm taking off the pillow so that you can see what this bench really looks like. And actually, guys, I'm gonna sit on it for you, but I just won't move around. And so this is how it looks when you sit down. And so it's like a really good height, and it's perfect because I get to sit here and watch TV, whereas if I sit on the bed and watch TV, I'm going to sleep in 10 minutes. So this is also a pretty cool bench for that reason alone. And then on this side of the room, I didn't change anything before or after the one room challenge because I've had these IKEA mom dressers for a few years now, and they've been perfect for what I need. And I've had a hard time finding something that looks as sleek while also providing this much storage, guys. And of course, I could have just bought one mom dresser, but the ones that were wide enough were also not tall enough. And so they actually had only the 3 drawers, and I wanted something with this 4th drawer that actually came up a bit higher because I knew that I didn't want to be leaning down over into a dresser. So this height is perfect. Pull it out, close it, move on with my life. And here's the chandelier that I got from Allura Lighting. And granted, it's a very beautiful chandelier. Is it perfect for the space? Right now, no. And I say that because if you remember, there are no other brass or gold elements in my space. So right now, this chandelier is truly sticking out like a sore thumb. But I do love the subtle touch of just like glam and femininity because there are a lot of just more masculine touches in this space. And so this was the perfect balance for it. And I will say, once we get some sort of brass mirror or either dressers with some sort of brass hardware, I think this chandelier will be much more tied into the space, and then I would definitely love it more for the space. All right, guys, so in short, there are a few things that I'm just not vibing with right now, which are the broken nightstands. Those need to go because those were about $1,400 for the pair, including taxes and shipping. So they need to get that right. We'll give them a chance to get it right. If not, we'll just return them and have to deal with finding new ones. And also, as much as I am on the fence about the bench, I'm gonna definitely keep it. She'll definitely be around a while because it's definitely one of those pieces that truly elevate my bedroom. But if I had to make one additional change to this space, I would have actually done wallpaper instead of painting. But of course, you guys know that, like I mentioned earlier in this video, that I'm a renter. Couldn't really add wallpaper. I mean, I could have did the removable wallpaper situation, but as you can see from the walls behind me, they have this really porous texture that would actually show through if I put wallpaper on top of it, which would also be a headache to look at. And so, I mean, we're just stuck here at the paint, and the paint was from clear paint, and the color is shade. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, I'll be linking everything in the description box below for you, as well as that purple code so that you can save some money on your mattress. But until next time, guys, you all take care.